All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And, we're talking tonight about the American Revolution 2.0 Patriot Network. What that is, what it's meant for, how it's supposed to work, what it's supposed to do. So, we originally, with American Revolution 2.0, tried to build everything from the top down. Similar to how you would build a business, right? You start at the top and you just build your way down. Well, that proved not to be the best way to go about things. And what we learned is that the better way to do things is to build it from the bottom up. We actually have to build each and every single community and then build up the groups from there. That's really how we have to do this thing. And the way we're going to do that is with these chapters. So, and this is the main part of the American Revolution 2.0 or AR2 Patriot Network. It is a network of chapters. There should be a chapter at least in every single community, at least one per community. And the chapters are going to be responsible for a few different things. And I've covered this a little bit previously, so if you've seen this and it's repetitive, I do apologize. Stick with me through it. The first thing that they're going to be responsible for is building up the membership in their area, getting people active, getting people involved in their community, in their group, in their network, and helping to build. So, and this is part of what I'm going to be asking each and every one of you to do as well. So we are going to build these chapters, and the chapters are built up by the two different types of members, individual members and business members. The business members and the individuals also are going to be responsible for revitalizing the economy in their communities, in their local communities. So we want business owners who are doing things the right way, sourcing things locally, who are, about revitalizing the community themselves and the economy in the community. So, for example, as a contractor, like with my business, if I was going to be part of this network with my business, I would have to make sure that I only hire legal American citizens. If you're hiring illegals, you're not part of this. You're sending money the wrong way. You need to make sure that you are actually spending money on supplies locally. So instead of going to like Home Depot, go to a local Ace when you can. Spending more money locally is going to revitalize things sooner. And that is a major, major focus. I should also be working with other businesses, printing companies in the area. If I'm not doing that, if I'm ordering everything from some online company that gets everything from another country, that doesn't work. That doesn't help build things. So part of this is to build a tight-knit group similar to like an Amish community that is completely self-sufficient and self-reliant. That'll be one of the main functions of the chapter, is to find all of the groups of people and businesses that build that, so that also not only are we able to rebuild the American economy that these governors have decided to destroy, but also so that should anything happen, what's the phrase? SHTF, if the shit hits the fan, then we are prepared. We have all of the resources and people available. We have all of the network already in place so that we can survive if the economy crashes. We don't need people starving to death because the Amazon grocery delivery isn't going. We need to have people that can figure things out and work things around and make things work. So that's a major part of it, right? One of the other major parts of it is to be involved in the community. We need to be involved with local militia groups. We need to be involved with local law enforcement. We need to be involved in local politics. We need to be involved in the school board. All of these things and more the chapter should be involved in, the chapter members should be involved in, and should make up major portions of that. Because here's the bottom line, right? We have corruption throughout the American government. We literally are at war with our own government at this point. The reason we are is because they have power. Now imagine if every mayor and every chief police in your state just said screw you to the governor. They have no power. And that's the way it's supposed to be. The governor's not supposed to have the power to do this, but people are following along. And that's what this is meant to do. It's meant to actually build a relationship so that a mayor can say, screw you to the governor. I'm not following your unconstitutional laws. My people back me. And if the governor's going to do something crooked, cut off funding to a town or whatever, then we aren't affected. We have each other's back. We have the mayor's back. The mayor shouldn't be afraid of being able to do that. And that's what this is for, right? The other thing is to make up the massive, ridiculous uneducation or lack of education that has occurred in our school system. The fact that somebody coming to this country as an immigrant and legally doing so understands our Constitution more than a high school graduate is saddening and disgusting. The fact that they know more of what is going on and how of our history as a country than we do is disgusting. And it's only because they haven't gotten around to changing that stuff yet, to dumbing down immigrants coming to America. That it's in the plans. So we need to re-educate American citizens. We need to take it upon ourselves in the local chapters to do this. There should be days that they're going to the high school and teaching history classes, teaching constitutional classes. We also should be teaching each other about history, about local politics, what's going on. We need to be involved. This is where we have failed massively. And this is where the AR2 Patriot Network is going to help. It's going to revitalize and get people together and start to change these things. Start to change individual education and individual responsibility. So, that is going to be a major part of it. The other things we're going to promote is, people getting a job, people doing the right things, good code of ethics, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family. And then on top of that, we're going to get into prepping, survival skills, how to grow food, all of that stuff. We should be involved in all of it. As well as we should be involved with local police, local militia. We should be involved with the local fire department. And we should have relationships so that if any disaster happens, that we know how they would like us to participate. We should individually be educated on this. But also as a group, this is one of the responsibilities. Is to know how to interact with these agencies, these local agencies, should there be a disaster. If there's a major fire, if there's an earthquake, if there's a tornado, if there's a riot, if, martial law gets called, how do we respond with these groups to all be on the same side and quell this? That's a major part of what this group is about, is disaster preparedness. Being the group that then brings sanity to the rest of the community. Being the group that has supplies already set up, has a safe point already set up for the group and for others so that we can actually go out and help. We can't do that if we're worried ourselves. So that is a major function of this, right? Now, so that's the chapter. And the chapter is the key functioning part of this movement. But the chapter is made up of individuals, of individual people, hopefully in the range of hundreds in an area. And when you get into that, when you get into the individual members, that's when we're talking about the part that we need to focus on first. The chapters are going to be made up of just individuals. That's what it's going to be. There's going to be a board, a structure there of some sanity and control. But there's also just going to be members that are there, right? Members coming in to get informed. They have to be active members. So we have to promote that. We have to get that word out there. For anybody signing up right now, we're doing a 50% discount. It's a super low amount of money. There's two ways you can sign up for an individual membership. It's done on a yearly basis. You can sign up for the full year if you want to. Right now it's $50. Normally it'll be $100, but right now, because we're building this thing, it's $50 to sign up. You can do it all at once, or you can do it monthly on $5 a month. Like, how hard is that to do a cup of coffee a month for this thing, to be part of it, to help build it? The other thing with this is that you actually get commissions. So there's incentive to actually go out and tell other people about this, to get other people on board with this. So if you go out, and like I went out on Friday before the conference call, and I just talked to 2 people, and I signed up 3 memberships, just talking to them. So, with that, you get to actually make a little bit of money, which helps in everybody's hand. Everybody could use a little bit of money, especially in this time. Some people hopefully will take this and run with it, like Mary Kay or something like that, where they can actually turn it into a bit of a side hustle, so to speak. And we'll actually be able to build the membership. The charter or the chapters will be directly responsible for membership, training people on how to sell memberships as we build those. We're going to take on a lot of that right now in teaching people how to do that, and that's part of the point of this, is to be able to teach everybody how to sell memberships. Like, what ultimately is the point of this? The point of this is to take back control of our country for ourselves. Not in some weird, let's burn it down sort of dumbass way, like Antifa, like Black Lives Matter seem to be trying to do, but in a real responsible way. In a way where we are actually taking back the control that our Constitution always gave us, that we have always had, but we have let go for too long. So that's the point of this, right? So that's an easy selling point. Be part of a community that is about building something. So you actually go out, you get other people to be involved, you get them to be part of this network, and to actually help rebuild the economy. And once they do that, then we have something that we can actually, have power with, because our power comes from our voices combined. And that's one thing that we have been very bad at. Politicians, the elite, they've been very good. Kids who have no reality on how life works have been very good at organizing for some reason. We, the regular folk who make this country run, have not been, and we need to change that. And this is the way to do that. It's not that unforeseeable or not that challenging to go to a meeting for an hour every other week. That helps the community, helps you stay aware of what's going on. That's not a major ask for somebody. But activity is a major part of it, right? So we want to promote this. You get to learn a little bit of what's going on in the community. You get to stay up to date and turn off MSM, mainstream media, and actually learn what's really going on. Be involved, make change, make real change. And that's what we need to be about, right? And that's what we need to promote and sell with this. So you go out and you talk to somebody and tell them, hey, look, right now, $50, you go on the website, sign up for it. We're going to build this thing, and we're going to build it huge. You get in early, you get a bit of a discount, So that's the main thing. And you get a little bit of a kickback for signing somebody up. So please feel free to do that. Feel free to try to get people signed up and working with this, Once somebody signs up, they get a welcome email, they get a registration thing so that, they can sign up. And we're going to start, as we get enough people, we're going to start to put chapters there where there weren't before. Some people will come onto this and go, you know what, I just want to be in charge of a chapter right away. We have already had some people saying that they should be, that they want to be. So that's great. And we're just going to grow this. It's important to be connected, not only locally, but also statewide and nationally. And that's what this is going to be. It's not enough just to be responsible for your community. It's also important to be connected all over the world with other like-minded people. So that's what we're building. That's what we're doing. And that's the point of this thing. We need your help to actually make this go. We need your help to make this happen. And I hope every one of you will go out and talk to a couple friends today about this. Hope all of you will go on to the website. It's AmericanRevolution2, the number 2.org. AmericanRevolution2.org. Go there. Check out the AR2 Patriot Network. Look over the things that are on there. I'll read you a little bit of what's on here, right? Here's what it says. The movement has begun. A movement to fully restore the U.S. Constitution. This is one of the most important things that we're actually trying to do. Restore the U.S. Constitution. A movement to take back our country from career politicians, crooked lawyers, corrupt judges who have for too long perverted our laws and our justice system. It's an essential part of this. We need to take back the control for we the people. And again, a movement to return the power to we the people. The mission is to fully restore the U.S. Constitution, to secure and rebuild our economy by ensuring that American dollars go to Americans, to rebuild local community relationships and responsibility, to restore individual responsibility in education, to establish emergency plans and resources in order to safeguard the members and community, right? The method, establish a membership that is active and growing. Establish local chapters that are responsible for their community and are involved at county and state levels. Establish a network of local businesses that are flourishing and helping the community to prosper. These are important parts of it. And then we break it down into the different membership levels. And it ends with simply, the movement to restore our Constitution and take back the government for we the people has begun. The movement requires your assistance. The movement requires your involvement. The movement requires that you take action. So the choice is yours. Will you be part of this movement so that future generations have a better country than we had? Or will you sit idly by and allow the rot that has infested our government to continue? The time to act is now. So that's the basics of it, right? We are going to build tight-knit community groups. We're going to restore the things that have been weeded out of our government and our communities for a long period of time. We have had this degraded and destroyed. American values, connection just between people. When I'm sitting outside 2 blocks away from a customer's house, eating my lunch so that I'm not eating it in their driveway, just to be respectful, sitting on public road, not in somebody else's driveway. I'm just sitting on the side of the road, two houses down, right? Not even 2 blocks, 2 houses down. And I have 2 cop cars come up because some Karen from her window with her binoculars decided to call the police because I was a threat. Instead of coming out and saying, "Hi, how you doing? Something I can help you with? You sitting around for some reason?" "Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting while I eat lunch so that I'm not being rude and eating it in their driveway." No. Nobody did that. They called the police, said, "Oh, there's a suspicious vehicle sitting out there, and they've been out there for 3 hours." I was out there for 20 minutes. I showed the cops a receipt from the McDonald's. Get real, Karen. That's what's wrong with our society right now. We're not taking responsibility for what's going on. We're calling the cops to do everything. That's how we end up with a cop kneeling on a man's back and killing him. That's how. Why was a cop called? Why did police get called for that? It was a $20 bill that was supposedly counterfeit. Why did the police need to get called? Why couldn't the shop owner handle it? Why couldn't he have talked to him and been like, "What are you trying to do, dude? What's going on?" If he's trying to pass out hundreds of these things, okay, that's one thing. But no, that's not what happened. As far as we know anyway. Who knows what the real story is. But what we do know is that, police power has grown too much. Police are responsible for too much of our lives. I keep saying this. If somebody breaks into your house, you call the police. They're not going to stop that person. All they're going to do is clean up your body and perform a rape kit on your wife. Possibly your kids. That's all they're going to do. You have to defend your home. You have to be responsible. You should also be responsible for your neighbor's house. You see somebody suspicious outside your neighbor's house, why don't you get off your ass and go find out what's going on? Instead of letting them break in and calling the cops or standing by. If a cop is doing something bad to a person, Why don't you get involved? That's what this is about. We need to restore that. We need to restore that in this country. We need to bring back the values, the connection, the neighborly connections, the community connections. We haven't grown too big. We've allowed social media to be our go-between. So I don't have to talk to you anymore. I can just talk to you on social media. I don't talk to my neighbors because I can talk to them on social media. That's not the way this should be. We should be involved in our neighborhoods. We should be involved in our communities. There's a Facebook group for almost every neighborhood. And they go on there and they type their little Karen fucking bitch fests about what's going on in the community. Shut up. Go to a meeting. Go be involved in your community instead of whining at people from behind a keyboard. That's what we need to restore. That's what this is about. So I ask you guys, get involved, get other people involved. That's what we need. We need more people involved in this. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Q&A, and if you have any questions about it, feel free to drop them down in the comments. I will definitely get to them, guys. Let's see. Nicole Ferguson, I did want to talk to you. I was busy. I'm sorry. Let's see. Brian Leonardson, hello from Virginia. Hello, man. Brian McGuffin, is anyone else volume and sound robotic? I apologize if that's on my end. I hope it's not. But Brian Leonardson said no. Happy Hour Al, welcome, man. Good evening. And he said, good evening, Josh and my fellow Patriots. Good evening. Let's see, what is this? Chance DeRossier said everything's good and welcome. Let's see, Sierra Stompum, a couple politicians, including the one I've been in regular contact with sharing evidence, are introducing articles of impeachment for Toucan Tom. I changed his name because he's an actual Fruit Loop that looks like Toucan Sam. I know I'm weird. That's funny. Brian McGuffin, okay, I fixed it for some reason. My phone opened 6 pages for this live video at the same time. Jesus, sorry about that. Nicole Ferguson, if anyone has any connections in Georgia or South Carolina, I'm going to be working those two groups as well. Yeah, and she's going to be eventually moving down that way, so she's going to be pretty involved in those areas. Let's see. Nathan Meh, Ideological Gambler, and Kitrasiland 18 of My Militia are present. Welcome, guys. Welcome. From My Militia. Yeah, and I'm so glad that we have nice crossover between My Militia and the American Revolution 2.0. They are groups that honestly offer so much to each other. You know, the American Revolution 2.0, especially with the Patriot Network, is a group that will work tightly in every area with their local militias. Hopefully we'll be getting training on firearms and home safety and things like that. You know, as well as potential members for local militias. You know, it's a great recruiting pool for local militias to be able to get involved, find out who's active and who wants to be involved in local militias. You know, so we can actually have good, strong militias in each and every area, as well as good, strong, community-minded people who are active in their community. I see them honestly working so tightly together. Let's see. Happy Hour Al. John Cody, South Carolina Lightfoot Militia. Awesome. Throwing up some names there. Let's see. Oh, Brian McGuffin, how does one join a militia? First, you got to find one. A good resource for that is My Militia on mymilitia.com. They're a great resource for being able to find local militias. The other thing, too, is on Facebook, we have My Militia has several Facebook groups called Militia Wanted. There's a main one for Militia Wanted, national one. There's also a Militia Wanted page for a group for every single state. So type in My Militia or Militia Wanted in your state, and you can find pretty easily. You can find local militias there. A lot of them post that they're looking for new members in different areas. You can also throw up a thing just saying, "Hey, any groups in this area?" But if you go on mymilitia.com, you can actually type in your area code, and it'll bring up a list of some of the militias that are there and doing some stuff. So that's a great way to do it. Also, through the AR2 Patriot Network, as we set up these chapters, we're going to be finding local militias and getting involved and interacting with them so that we can actually work together in coordination. Because the AR2 Patriot Network is not a militia. It is a community activity group. It is a community involvement group. Now, militias are also, in some respect, but they are a specific thing. So we want to be in coordination with the militias locally. MJ Reynolds, anyone from Oregon? Yeah, actually, we have quite a few people from Oregon. Go on the... and by the way, guys, so all of our groups that we've had set up, and we've set up some new ones in areas that we didn't. Back on... The day before May 1st, that night before, like 11:30, midnight, somewhere in there, we had Facebook shut down all of our groups. All at once, boom, gone, 52 groups. They had already shut down several groups and pages before that, all because of the May 1 protests that we put on and orchestrated and organized. And we have been reestablishing those in certain areas. At this point, we have them all up. They are all named AR2 Patriot Network and your state. So if you want to get on there, do a search for AR2 Patriot Network in your state. We also have the main AR2 Patriot Network page, or group. So if you're not a part of that, join in there. We can send you links to all of the state pages, the state groups. And we also will be having links up shortly. I need to update them all for the AmericanRevolution2.org website. So you can go in there, you'll be able to go to the group pages, find your state, and find the group that's part of your state. So that's all good. We're actually going to have the militia pages on there as well, so that you can find both of those. But we got to update all the links to that, and I got to pull all that information. So that will be coming in the next couple of days. But we already do have the Patriot Network page set up, so people can go up and sign up for that. So please, guys, go on there, sign up, find other people in your area. Look through your phone, and you can use social media to promote this too to other people. But honestly, the best thing is look through your phone, send a text message out. Hey, I want to talk to you about a Patriot movement going on right now. That's honestly the best way to do it. That's the way I've been doing it, is reaching out locally to people I actually know. Have them do the same thing, So that's how we're going to really grow this thing. That's how we're actually going to get connected. We need to get personal connection back. So we need to get that. Deanna Price, some have a Twitter or Facebook page. You can look them that way. Yeah, for the militias. Monica Squires, awesome. She's actually going to be one of our chapter leaders once she moves and gets settled in nice little place there. Robert Senior John, amen. Thank you. Let's see. Aaron Jones. There we go. Let's see. I believe we are screwed already. Went down the rabbit hole. We should have listened to George Washington when he warned us in his farewell address. He told us the two things it will take away the liberties and freedoms of the American people. Don't divide the country and stay out of the foreign affairs. He knew a two-party system would destroy the nation amongst ourselves. Yes. And that is what has happened. Both sides have been destroying us. You have the neocon war profiteering, the cronyism. You have, on the one side, you have the socialism and communism and anarchy on the other. And they're both just dividing the country and trying to destroy it. And that's why I say we have to come together. This is not a party system. Granted, we're probably going to get more conservatives than we will liberals at the beginning. But eventually, we just want to get people to start calling themselves Americans. That's what this is about. The AR2 Patriot Network is about American-loving people. If you love your country, you want your country to do good, you love your city, you love your state, you love your county, let's get involved and let's take it back. That's what we need to do. We need to be pushing that idea of Americans, of American citizens coming together to safeguard our country. We're going to make it better, but we have to do it from the bottom up. It's not going to happen from the top down. And this is where government screws up. They're trying to do it from the top down. That's why they're making the same mistakes that we made early on. Just we are smarter and more educated. and apparently think a whole lot quicker and can figure this out. We have to come from the bottom up and remove the rot that has set into this country. So yeah, that's what this is about. Roberts Senior John, he had a reply to Aaron. Right, and if we do nothing, it will come to fruition. By that, I mean that our liberty will be gone. They have already proven that many Americans will lay down and obey unlawful orders that are made up to fit their agenda. We still have some freedom, and we better work to save what's left. And that, honestly, is what the militia movements, what the AR2 Patriot Network is about. We have to be involved. We have to get other like-minded, active people involved. We have to put this back in. And the way to do that is by texting and calling people. I'm going to be on the phone nonstop for the next, 2 weeks probably, talking to people all over the country on the phone, through Facebook Messenger chat, call chats, through Discord, just getting people involved, just getting people active. I'm not going to, these little posts and memes and stuff like that. Sure, that serves a purpose for letting people see that there is something. But once they see it, we have to be involved. We have to be talking. And that's what we need to do. And that's what I need each one of you to do, is actually talk to somebody. Actually send out a message or call somebody, a text message. But the text message should just be starting the conversation. Unless you know them and they'd already be on board. Like, hey, dude, go here, do this. Boom, done. If you know it's that simple, do it. But otherwise, be on the phone, making phone calls, talking to people in person at their houses. That's what I've been doing. I have a group of guys that I go see every Friday night before we do our Dream Home Ninjas show. And I talk to each one of them about this when I'm there, and they're all on board with it now. Many of them weren't at first. A lot of them weren't, but now they are, because I talk to them all the time. Anthony Carr, I like the grassroots style idea of getting in better communication with the mayors of cities to have objective reform. That's the only way we're going to do it. And we take the power back if we do that. If we take the power at a local level, they have no power from state. What are they going to do? Are they going to send National Guard into a mayor's town because the mayor said, screw you, we're not wearing masks? No, how dumb are they going to look? So we have to do that. And the way we do that, Anthony, is we have to start building the groups. And the way we start building the groups is start getting on with the Patriot Network. You have to get on with that so that we can do this and we can build this. Here's the reason money's involved. I would love for there not to need to be money involved, right? But number one, money weeds out the people who aren't serious. People who are going to be keyboard warriors aren't going to pay any money. All right, great. Good. We have immediately eliminated the keyboard warriors and the trolls. We've immediately gotten rid of them, and they're gone. We don't have to deal with them. We're just talking to serious people now. Now, here's the other thing. We have to get past the system that is set up against us. Mainstream media, Hollywood, and social media are all aimed against us. They are all trying to shut our message down. The only way to get past that is with money. So there will not be any profit with this. This is not a profit-making venture. First off, the money will be, a good chunk of the money will be redistributed to the person selling it, the local chapters who are actually going to service people, the county groups and the state groups, so that we can continue to grow these things. Any money that comes up through the top is either going to go towards advertisement or putting in more structure so that we can grow this thing even faster. That's the only place the money is going to go, right? And that's my word to you, and that's why I've been building this thing and fighting with this thing for months now. I know many of you have been on some fight or another for years, potentially. But you know what? We need to put the time frame aside, and we need to start figuring out how to do it together. And this honestly is probably the best plan we've had to date to do this. So let's come together. Let's do this. Let's make it real. Let's make it a real thing. Let's see. Anthony Carr, there seems a chronic disconnect. Randy Jones, the United States Gun Club is with you. Awesome. Randy, message me personally. I'd love to talk to you after this. I have one other phone call that I need to do when I get done here, but I would love to talk to you. The United States Gun Club, would love to have a connection with them. You guys are a great organization, so definitely hit me up. Aaron Jones, we have to take the power back from the government and rebuild the system, get rid of the two-party system and stop the hatred and show the people that we can't keep believing what we are told to believe. If we don't have unity, this country is not going to survive. United we stand, divided we fall. People need to know that. Absolutely. And the only way we're going to get that across, the only way we're going to get that through is with that personal connection, with that local idea, right? The old phrase is 100% true. Think nationally. I think the phrase is actually think globally, but we're going to apply this. Think nationally, but act locally. You have to act locally. If you're not acting locally, if we're not doing it with our neighbors, if we're not building this with our friends and our family and our neighbors, then we have nothing. So we have to do it at that local level. We're going to put in an entire structure going all the way up to national level. And this is how it's going to work, guys, just so we're clear. So all of the chapters that are in a county are all going to be part of a board. That if the county's big enough. If we have a really, really tiny county, then there just might be one. But in bigger counties, all of the chapters are going to be part of the county board. And that county board is going to vote amongst themselves who the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and who the head board of that is going to be. All of the presidents of the county boards, are going to be part of the state board. And same thing, they're going to vote. So we're going to have representation through, just like a constitutional republic. We're going to have our own republic in this set up, basically, so that we have power all the way from the bottom all the way to the top. And it's going to be voted on. It's going to be put into place. And eventually we're going to have things in place where we can have state conventions. We can have national conventions where people can get together and we have a good old time with great speakers and stuff like that. So, we're going to build this thing from the bottom up now, with the way it was meant to be, from the bottom up, so that we have correct representation, so that everybody's got a voice. Everybody is heard. But we're doing it the right way instead of trying to force this business idea from the top down, because that is more of a dictatorship, and that was one of the areas I didn't see that early on, and we failed because of it, quite honestly, early on. We failed in that respect. So we need to build it the other way, the real American way, from the bottom up. But to do that, again, just to be clear, I need all of your help doing it. You guys have to be pushing this. You have to be selling it. You have to be talking to people about it, getting people involved in it. And that's how we're going to do it. Corey McAbeer. Good. Welcome. Pretty late, but I'll get caught up. Yeah, man. And, share this out so other people can see it. It's an important message tonight. We're talking about how to build how we are building the AR2 Patriot Network, and what everybody's function in that is, how it's going to work, what the roles are, what the responsibilities are, what are the parts of it, right? Billy Goose Lindsay, welcome back. He just got back on. Greg Wiles, Josh, do you think at this point we're too far gone? Here in South Carolina, it seems most folks are just taking the nibble on the cracker that the governor has given them and acting like nothing has ever happened. It amazes me how many are still blind to what's really going on, family included. I don't think we're too far gone. I think there's enough of us who understand what our country was meant to do, what our country should be doing. I think that we just aren't organized enough. I think there's enough of us. I really do. I think there's enough of us. We're just unfortunately not organized. And we've realized at this point the important thing that we had forgotten. And that important thing is that we have to be involved, right? As a conservative, it was my idea that I didn't have to get involved, that other people would handle it for me. That was my own ideas, right? I figured, this is Bill Burr quote, I love this, after Trump got elected, this is what he said. He said, Obama never put a sandwich on your plate. Trump's not going to do it either. You got to do that. Okay, and that's how I thought. You know, it was my job to go bust my ass and make a living. And my father-in-law, I love him. He is one of the most salt of the earth people ever. And he's got a restaurant up in northern Illinois that has been destroyed by this. Absolutely decimated. I mean, the man's lost probably close to $150,000 in the couple months this has gone on, and it's disgusting that the government felt they could actually do this, right? But again, salt of the earth guy. He just nose to the grindstone, working his ass off. That's his job. Provide for his family. That when I married his daughter, that's what he said to me. He said, you know, Kaisers work hard. That's his last name, Kaiser. He said, Kaisers bust their ass. You're welcome to this family if you hold those ideals. And I do. I was raised with those ideals. I was working from the age of 11 on. You know, helping out, working my dad's business, working paper routes, working fast food. I don't think I ever went without a job from the time from 11 till now, except for a short little, you know, vacation here or there, where I just, you know, would kick back and relax and enjoy the fact that I didn't have to work, but I'd get right back to it right away and get pumping, right? So, for the most part, I've had a job since I was 11 up till 40 now. So 29 years I've been working my butt off. And that's all I thought I had to do. I thought I just had to work my tail off, provide for my family, you know, my 5 kids, my wife, you know, just do the right things. That's all I had to do. But what I hope everybody has realized now, and many people have, is that that's not enough. You have to be involved in your city government, your district government, your county government, your state government, and federally. You have to, but from the bottom up, you have to be involved more so at the bottom and slowly more so at the top. You have to get involved. And I think people have finally realized that. People who just were busy working, just had the blinders on, just busting their ass. I think they've realized it's important to be involved. And we need to gather those people up and organize them, so that we actually have some power and we actually can take this thing back, because they haven't been organized. They haven't needed to. Most conservatives don't need to organize, because that's all they're focused on, is just doing their job, providing for their family. Well, it's no longer enough to do that. You have to also be involved in your neighborhood. You have to also be involved in your community, in your city, in your county, and you have to do it now. Let's see. Timmy Downs, what is the story about Hillary Clinton being in court this week? Has everyone noticed this? Where's the story? Oh, it's being hidden. I'll let everybody look that one up on their own. But yeah, that story is being hidden underneath the radar during all this. George Adair, I sent a message through AR2 yesterday. Reply, as can my wife, and I want to get involved. I'll check that out. I must have missed that. I apologize if I missed that. Actually, George, if you can, do me a favor, send me a private message through Facebook. If it's something you can, and that's a much easier way to get a hold of me. Just send me a PM that way. Aaron Jones, Abe Lincoln said, if America would ever fall, it won't come from the outside, but from within this nation amongst us. Yourself, we've been warned over and over by leaders, and people never listen. Yes, I agree, man. I agree. You know, we have known for a long time. Sun Tzu, Jesus, hundreds of years ago, Sun Tzu wrote this, that the way you destroy an enemy is from within. You let them destroy themselves. You just need to do enough. Russia said that's how they were going to destroy America, you know, and the way we build it back is from within. That's how we do it. We can combat this. We do have the chance. Enough people have realized the importance of this. But we have to get the word out quick, and we have to get them organized quickly to defeat this. Billy Goose Lindsay, a lot of my money goes to my tools and inventions. So, you know, and here's the thing, right? So with the memberships, yeah, I get it. You know, money's tight right now. You can do it for $5 a month right now. You can go to the website, sign up for $5 a month to be part of this. You know, that's not a huge amount of money. It's really not. It's a cup of coffee. We spend that at Starbucks easily a day, at least a week. So, you know, cut out a cup of coffee and be part of this. It's not a huge ask. Monica Squires, the cooties and riot situation has been a huge wake-up call for all of us. The time is now to reinvigorate the spirit of we the people. Yes, if the constitutional violations of coronavirus didn't wake people up. The riots certainly have. Unfortunately, it's shown people that have the wrong ideas. And this is the thing, like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they're close. They're close. They talk about a lot of the right things in their doctrine. But then they lose it with the communism, the socialism, the anarchy, the destruction of personal property, the killing of black lives. Like Black Lives Matter rioters killing, with their riots, not saying they did it directly, but the people involved in their riots, killing black people. Those black lives don't matter? What the hell? It's only if your agenda fits it? No. Either they matter or they don't. And honestly, all lives should matter. And if you're going to say that I'm white privileged, or you're going to say that I'm an idiot for saying that, or I'm a racist for saying that, screw you. That's the dumbest damn thing you could possibly say. To say that all lives matter is racist? Shut up. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, people are waking up. Billy Hughes Lindsay, my group is like squirrels in a rave club. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just picturing that. Let's see. Robert Senior John. That's a big part of our problem today. People have been conditioned to sit back and hope for the best. It's so important to get into the schools and teach the kids about history and the Constitution, as they are not being taught it any longer. We need to get that generation back. They are lost right now and listening to the wrong people. I love what you stand for. Thank you. Yes, it is intimately important to every group. And this is the beauty part, right? So if we set up these chapters, some part of the growth of these chapters, we set it up in a 5-stage process. Part of the growth of that is to have an instructor, somebody there that is just there to run different courses every week. That's their job. We get a location. You actually have a physical location where people can go, and you can invite new people who don't know what it's about, who have no idea what is going on. We can invite them. Just come on down for an hour, check it out. You can get a little instruction, get a little bit of education, and then come there and then get introduced in a peaceful environment, in a nice, calm, no pressure environment. They can learn a little bit, and they can do that for, they can do that for a few times, maybe 3, 4, 5 times. They can come. At the end of that, we're going to say, look, you've come here, you keep coming back. Either you agree with us and you want to be part of this, or you don't agree and you're just coming to find out what we stand for in order to go talk badly about us, in which case you're no longer welcome. But we really at this point need you to kind of decide. Either you're with us or you're against us. So if you're with us, please, we want your help. We want you involved. We want to keep educating you, but we need your support in order to do it. So, that's really how this is going to go. And it's a huge thing. Let's see. Robert Senior John, United, we will always stand. Yes. Timmy Downs, I love you, man. His comment, again, I'll let people look this up on their own. Who knows about Mr. George Soros? We all need to look at who this man is. We do. And please do it on your own time. I'm not going to get into that here. Also, I would recommend, I heard this. Please verify it for yourself. I have not had the chance yet. I've just been too busy. But I heard that Black Lives Matter is actually run by a Jewish white dude. Just throwing it out there. Check it out. See if it's true or not. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that pretty much wraps up the Patriot Hour here for Modern Day Revolutionary. Thank you for tuning in. Do check out the website, AmericanRevolution2.org. Go there, check it out. Check out the AR2 Patriot Network on there. Start talking to people about it. Start building it. Start getting it going. When we start doing a lot of the advertising that we're doing, or that we're going to be doing with this, it's going to help this thing grow tremendously. And it's going to bypass a lot of the shadow banning and bullshit on social media that we've had to go through. So that's the beauty of it, is we're really going to beat that. But we need to get this thing kicked off and started with your guys' help and local talking to friends and family. So please do that. Get the word out about it. Show people what it's about. Get them involved, and let's do this thing. Aaron Jones, real quick. Oh, Jolene Alpert, welcome. Just saw you pop on. Aaron Jones, The Art of War is the rules to conquer people. It's worked over and over again. Stalin, Mao, Hitler, they've all always used the strategies of The Art of War to conquer nations. Yeah, and it's still getting used, and we can use it too. So, anyway, Greg Wiles, thank you, man. He said he appreciates this. Billy Goose Lindsay, need the site. Again, it's AmericanRevolution2.org. Go there. It's right on there. The AR2 Patriot Network, there's a link right at the top. There's also, if you scroll down a little bit, the logo picture. You can just click that picture and it'll take you right to the information there. So please spread the word on this thing, guys. And, Brian McGuffin, glad you got me on this. Awesome. Yep, that's Greg Wiles just threw up the site. Thank you, guys. Robin Parkhurst, thanks for logging in. I'm just hopping off, but please feel free to watch, and please spread the word about this thing, about the AR2 Patriot Network. We got to get this thing built. We got to get people connected. We got to get organized. So that's it. AR2 out.